Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want to remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Akio Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Tinton, and Mr. Flores. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
And that's probably the most you're going to be hearing of Omega for the rest of this recording, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Live with Lucky. It's going to be our monthly podcast where you just get a couple hours of me talking to you about whatever, and you can talk to me about whatever, and we see where things go with there. It's like a date, digitally. Awesome.
And I'm going to be in the corner with my mic off most of the time, just watching and moderating chat and making sure the recording doesn't break.
Omega's already made me a liar, but we'll see where we go from there. So, first things off, this was actually a couple days later than I had originally said it was going to be. Originally, I set this to go at the end of the month, March 31st. But, as with all things Lucky, he is completely irresponsible and makes really dumb decisions at the very last minute. That dumb decision was to eat a ridiculous amount of Taco Bell, like $20 worth at once, and then be completely surprised why his stomach has suddenly decided to rebel against him. So that was it was tasty, but there are regrets. There were regrets. But luckily or unluckily, Omega was also having some some technical difficulties. And yes, Omega Alter is in the chat saying I told you that was a bad idea, and he was right. But I did it anyway because I haven't eaten Taco Bell in I want to say 3 to 4 months. I was like, my body had forgotten that pain. But now I have relearned it. But there was also technical difficulties that were happening with the channel, so we're just like, you know what, it's just not gonna happen today. The stars are not aligned. And so we'll just make it happen later. But unfortunately, trying to do it the next day, that'll put it on April's Fool. You know, good old April 1st. And I kind of felt like that'd be a bad idea. Omega had definitely said I want to set that as a precedent. So we're putting it off to the second, which brings us to here. Solaire for life, and gives you XP. That's good things, but I'm not gonna go start butchering the local cat. I like cats, and they like me. And so here we are. It's April the 2nd. We have gone past April Fools. I hope none of you were too fooled. I said there was a lot of stuff out there that showed up. A lot of it. Let's see here. There's a few up the top. Yes, the someone on Twitter posted their fan-made Tsukihime collab for FG, and people were there was some hurt feelings. I would say. I said I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I have to applaud the person who put all that effort into it. It was actually really cool. Apparently, I honestly believe that this person has their own fan, and you know, I like to imagine that the people at Type Moon and the Lightworks saw it and maybe got a chuckle out of it, and hopefully they maybe notched their own collab up a little bit. People are really screaming about getting that Tsukihime collab, and we already know that we're getting a Case Files collab later this year, so people are like, they're making wild gesticulations about Tsukihime, and maybe even Melty Blood. Let's see, what are some other ones? Azure Lane had an interesting April's Fools. They actually had a pixelated opening with a really cute theme. I actually recorded it because I want to copy and paste it because it invokes the nostalgia. Some really good nostalgia. And Solaire for Life has actually just posted it in the general chat. It was real good. I really liked it. Girls Frontline did one as well, and this one actually caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting it. So first off, they just made some posts. Basically they showed I can't actually remember his fucking name. It's like Commander Kruger or something like that. Basically, big masculine dude in Girls Frontline, and you know, just rocking his swimwear, getting his flex on. Apparently he's a super unit. He gets double S in all his ranks. his skills and give you a 300 increase to muscles. Helene was in there in the back, but no, Kruger was front and center for that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'd wait for this, man. Those pecs were those pecs were chiseled. But I really didn't think of anything else about it, because in there you got a letter from one of your T-dolls who, was like trying to play a prank on you, but they became immediately apologetic about it, and I thought that was cute. But then once you started playing maps, you started realizing that not all these things is the same. I didn't know all of them, and I only saw a few of them, but I'm pretty sure there were more. But for example, Mo's in the Gut would be riding a horse. RO, I want to say 635, but I can't remember off the top of my head because Lucky's horrible with numbers. She was turned into one of those small dog-like Sangaveris and just had a giant megaphone on her butt. I was like, okay. 5-7 was turned into a giant ferret, and I'm pretty sure there was more. I just didn't see them because I wasn't cycling through my T-dolls to find it because I was busy. Slayer for Life has said JB have had the Vern thingy and the mystery thingy. I'm not gonna lie, the Vern thingy, it's kind of creepy. Especially since they always just show the face just like slightly in a black background. I'm just like, this is the stuff Nightmares is made of. Like, you usually get a few fun costume or something out of it. Oh, so it's RO635. Okay. And I'm not forgetting FGO Quest, but I feel like Omega wants us to talk about that actually on Let's Talk FGO. He doesn't want me stealing our topics, as it were. But yes, FGO also did something, and it did something for both the NA and JP versions. We'll get into that later this week on Let's Talk FGO. Let's see, there was something... Oh yeah, some game developers actually threw out some April Fools out there too. Like Digital Extremes and the developers of Pax of Exile did Path of Warframe, the quest for the average neck, having two of their characters of strange neck links. For Warframe in particular, it was Atlas, who is notorious for having no neck. It kind of fits because he's a brawler type. He is all punches and earth. And let's see here, Devil May Cry, their developers, they had a they had a fun gimmick where they replaced an in-character model with one of their enemy types. Unfortunately, I haven't played Devil May Cry 5 yet. Big emphasis on yet. So I can't give you the full explanation of what happened there, but it was still pretty funny, especially with the voiceover and whatnot. Tekken's developers, they had a thing where one of their CEOs was rendered as a model in game. I was like, and there's plenty more that I am probably missing out that I either forgot about or just didn't see. And honestly, like, the when I think about it, like, April Fool is just kind of a silly little thing that I find people put a lot of effort into having a good laugh, and that's something I actually consider a good thing. When you can actually dedicate some time to making someone smile or having a laugh yourself, that's a good place to be. People in our general chat are testing. Omega Alter just posted the Devil May Cry announcement. I'm pretty sure there's a couple more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. As I said, Lucky is doing this completely 100% ad-lib because, I guess I could talk about this a little bit. I recently picked up Mutants Year Zero: Road to Eden. You can actually get it. It's in April's monthly Humble Bundle. So you can get that and several other games, like I think it was North Scarred and a few other things, just for $12.99. Go check it out. It's it's real good. But my friend had been playing, and he's all like, "Man, it's like XCOM meets like post-apoc." I'm all like, "I like XCOM. I like post-apoc." So I shelled out the money for it, and I only played it a little bit this morning. Omega is saying improv, Lucky. We call it improv. I don't know what I said. Oh, Camper reminded me of a great one. So Camper Win just posted the link. Final Fantasy 14 did a video called Presenting Omega, your new smart home assistant. Not Omega like our channel Omega, although that'd be funny. But Omega as in Omega weapon, usually, in secret or in-tier boss in-game. And it was hilarious. I actually want one of these little model things with lights. Even if it doesn't say anything, I just want one. Apparently it was 3D printed, so blueprints where? Gib. But yeah, thank you, Camper, for reminding me of that one. So Oh yeah, talking about Mutant Year Zero. So this ain't like a new game, but as I said, Lucky gets through games, gets his games when he gets his games, and I enjoy them regardless. But I picked it up because I like games like XCOM and I like post-apocalyptic survival games. It's one of my favorite genres. This is mostly because those types of games usually have you dealing with either a lot of stuff and gear, which you have to manage, which I enjoy, and you usually have to deal with like base building and resource management, which I love. Like if you listen to last week's What's Up episode, we'll talk about when we talk about my what I want to call it. I guess it'd be my gaming tabletop calling card. It's my absolute love of stuff and wanting to build a base. I basically do it in every tabletop I am, if I can. Sometimes once in a while, it's all like, no, base building ain't really smart, but if there's a chance that I can build a base, I'm building the base. I'm gonna call it Fort. It'd be awesome. So, Mutant Year Zero isn't base building, but it is still kind of, in a sense, scavenging and resource management. Basically, the story is it's the post-apocalyptic future. There was a plague. There was nuclear war. A lot of humans fucking died. Now, everything's a fucking wasteland, and you're a couple mutants. Like, scavenging, trying to make something called the Ark survive. And when I say mutants, I mean, like, you are full-blown mutants. Like, you get two characters to start with. You get Dax, the Duck Man. The literal Duck Man. Like, Bill and everything. He's great. And then you get Borin, who's a boar. You know, full pig face. And they're great. I, like, love their dynamic immediately. Like, Borin is the steady, veteran. He's like, I gotta protect the Ark. I gotta do everything. It's like, it's for the colony. While Dax is just like, why the fuck are we out here? Why the fuck are we doing this? Why can't we go home? We're gonna die. They're just constantly going back and forth, and I love it. I recently just picked up my third member, and we've been going through it. Been going through it slowly. It's as I said, it's kind of like XCOM in the fact that when you're in combat, it's all tactical movement. Basically, you have your two movements, you have your reloads, you have your attacks. But it also differs in a little bit. Like, for one, it's not as it's definitely not as unforgiving in the accuracy department. Like, we're in an XCOM, you would have like just whatever variable percentages is. It could be anywhere from like 13 to 99. Mutant Year Zero just has it in straight 25 in divisions of 25. So your chances to hit will either be 0, 25, 50, 75, or 100. Yeah, Baron the Crow in chat says 99% still misses. Yes. Yes, it does, but not in this game. Like I said, it's a lot more forgiving. But just because it's a bit more forgiving doesn't mean it get any easier. As I said, as you quickly learn in this game, you are easily outnumbered. And, how do I want to put this? I don't want to say outgunned, but out-healthed. So, basically, what they do is give you a pretty sweet stealth mechanic. So, you have two forms of movement. You have your in-combat movement and out-of-combat movement. Your in-combat movement is just your standard XCOM's flair. Out-of-combat maneuvers is basically freeform, and you have the ability to hide, ambush, and use a flashlight. Of course, flashlights just so you can see your loot a little bit easier, but if you're wandering around with your flashlight on around enemies, they're gonna see you, so you can turn that on and off. And of course, the enemies will walk around, patrol areas, talk to each other. You can listen in for some interesting details, and you can hide around objects. And if you so happen to have a silent weapon, which there are quite a few of, once you get close to them, you can ambush them and try it. And if you can take them out before their turn, you can have a silent kill and stay in silence. So the object of I would say the Optimus Strat is to be patient, walk around, and pick off stragglers before you can home in on the main group and try to take them out as quickly as possible. And it's a lot harder than it seems. As I said, like I've run into several various enemy types. There's the butchers, which are just your melees, your marauders, which are just the pistol hunters, usually long range. But then you start getting like other interesting types, like you have pyros, which will throw Molotov cocktails. medbots, which will actually heal and revive fallen enemies. Oh my god, this is like the most annoying mechanic I've seen yet. Only to be followed by the shaman, who literally has a giant horn on his back and who will call and summon more guys. So, even playing on the lowest difficulty level, which is normal, there is no easy, I am still, like, hard-pressed to be able to, like, find a way to steamroll through these things. And I enjoy that. I enjoy the challenge. But I was enjoying it so much that I went over my computer's allotted time of gaming, which causes my machine to shut down. It's a bit of a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I've actually had to, like, I think I've talked about this on, What's Up several times, but my computer runs, like, pretty okay, unless I'm playing a game. If I play a game for so long, it trips something in the motherboard, I believe, and it causes the whole thing to shut down for several hours. At which point, it'll just randomly turn back on itself. And unfortunately, since I did it this morning, it turned off. I'm all like, well, now I have to wait to see when it's going to turn back on. FYI, it turned on like 20 minutes before we started recording because I had to wait. I was about to get into the guts and like basically unassemble everything and get into it, see if I can like reset whatever the timer was on, but I was lucky. I didn't have to. Speaking of games and hardware setups, someone actually came up to me earlier and asked if I wanted to do Lucky Plays Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And to be honest with everyone out there, yes I do. That is something I 110% want to do. There is just a very, very, very real problem of hardware. Because there are two ways I could take it. One, I could do it on my computer. Two, I do it on my PS4. Theoretically, PS4 would be easier. As I said, I wouldn't have to worry about system requirements. I wouldn't have to worry about that. I would have a controller. Well, actually, I take that back. My controller would be an issue. Because my controller right now, its charging port has become, it's too aged. It's become too fiddly. If I don't have the cartridge in at if I don't have the USB, micro? Mini? Micro? One of the two. I can never remember. If I can't have the port in it in the perfect angle, it doesn't charge. So, Omega says, who the fuck knows what size? I agree. But, so, my controller doesn't charge. I basically, what I have to do to get it to charge is I have to basically put it in at an angle, then I have to wrap, another cord around it to hold it in place, and then I have to tape that cord down. This is where I'm at in keeping this controller charged. I haven't been able to actually play much because it's one of those things that if I bump it a little bit, it stops charging and it just drains out. And I'm like, ugh. So that's one problem with streaming on the PS4. The second problem is I need a capture card. I had bought one earlier, but I had misunderstood the hardware that was in my computer. And it wasn't compatible with what the equipment I had. Basically, my motherboard was too old. Which was saying something, because the system that it uses was actually pretty old itself. So I'm all like, ooh, it's time for some upgrades. Enter my friend, who literally gave me his old computer. Which, isn't cutting edge by any means, it's definitely a year or two more than what I have running. Which is saying something. The only problem is it's doing memory crash dumps. And again, this is one of those things I talked about back on What's Up, is I figured out what the problem was. It needs a new motherboard. So, to reiterate, if I try to do it on the PS4, I have to get a new controller probably, and a capture card. That can run me anywhere between probably, I'd say, $100 and $150. As I said, I don't need to get a Omega Alter has said motherboards can be pretty expensive. I don't need I don't need a state-of-the-art motherboard, especially since the processor in the new computer, what is it, it's an AMD Athlon Mark II 880K, I think. It's kind of old. And, I would need to get a motherboard that basically supports that, but, has room for additional upgrades, down the line. Because that's the thing about computers. That's what I consider, there's a lot of people who are PC master race. But PC has its cons, too. Basically, if you don't maintain your hardware, eventually it's gonna fall out of use. Not to mention, it requires a whole bunch of maintenance on its own end. Like, heaven forbid, like I don't put in thermal gel like every summer. Otherwise, it's gonna start my computer literally explodes. Where was I? So yeah, PS4 requires require a new controller and capture card. The computer requires a new motherboard. Both, as I said, will run me between like $100 and $150. As I said, and honestly, like I'm not sure which way to go. I'm not sure in what direction I want to take this because, like, as Vernon the Crow says, seems you need to update your gear almost every 5 years. I would actually it is. I actually looked this up. It is actually considered best to update your gear every 2.5 to 3 years. As I said, and Omega Ultra has concurred with that about doing his every 3. Yes, that's even worse, but that's what you get for maintaining top of the line equipment. This is how you get your your 4Ks, your 60 FPSs, those sweet particle effects. Like, as I said, if you want to maintain, top of the line performance and graphics, you need to maintain top of the line equipment. Because as we continue in this game industry, developers will continue pushing what they can do and how they can do it. And, this is kind of the benefit of the consoles is, yeah, sometimes things are locked down to 30 FPS and things aren't as smooth and fluid as they can, but I guarantee you, a game they put out, PS4 will run a game that they put out at the beginning of its life, and they'll run a game that they put out at the end of its life. So, you're sacrificing a bit in the performance, but, you'll make sure that you always have something that can run it. That's why I kind of enjoy best of both, because, as I said, I like gaming on the PC and I like gaming on the console. But, as I said, I'm at a crossroad. What do I want to try and upgrade first? So I can maybe get more content out to all of you. I don't know. Like, if anyone has any suggestions, what they would think, let me know. Like, I am always eager to hear what you people have to say. And so I'm probably not going to get to anything like Lucky Plays Sekiro anytime soon, but I'll try. As I said, I don't put enough content out on this channel. Like, I really should. This is one of the reasons why we have started Live with Lucky. It's just a reason for me to talk at you for a couple hours, and maybe you can get more used to the sound of my voice and not have to deal with Omega all the time. Axe wants to know if we can talk about the Torchlight thing, or if that's not a good time. Axe, I am literally talking. It is being recorded. I can talk about Torchlight a bit, but we're not going to talk about your specific thing right now. We can talk about a little bit about game design, though.
Well, yeah, I was about to say there's a sequel on that, which is an excuse to talk about game design, because I know Axe really wants to talk about game design stuff. I'm going to go back to being muted and trying to figure out Conan Exiles.
Oh, that's how? Oh, cool. I'm going to have to install that later, and hopefully my controller can charge. Axe did confirm that that's what he was directing towards, just the design. Let's see here. So that's my situation with hardware and gaming and stuff I want to do. Game design, let's see here. As I said, one of our Discord users, Axe. Well, his name's Axermin. I call him Axe. I will forever call him Axe. I like calling him Axe. He agreed to be one of the players in my game, so I basically got him started. We haven't hammered out the fine details because I've been busy and or dead. Yes, I was busy being dead. It's very time consuming. And so now he's a bit interested in it. Although he has a bit of a fixation on aliens. I kind of find it funny. And yeah, and so because of that, as I said, I've been putting a little bit more work into getting everything to highlight. I got all the chapter segments put out and together, because the way I try to envision my game is I don't try to envision it all as one big thing. No, I'm gonna try and break it up into little separate encounters that I can move from point to point, and I just have to direct the players towards them. You can't see it, but I am doing a directing motion with a whole bunch of pointing. I guess I'll read these out. Read them out real quick. I'm pretty sure I've read them before, but I'm gonna read them again. So, episode 1 of Torchlight will be known as The Beginning of Your End. Section 1 is Awaken the Dreamer. Section 2, A Bridge Between Worlds. Section 3, out of the fire and into the forest. 4, the path less traveled. 5, old mine, new problems. 6, what goes bump in the dark. 7, the undefeated. And 8, welcome to Torchlight. Basically, I'm trying to invoke that sense of, shit's a little spooky, shit's a little scary, but also puns.
Well, I assume you're reading the chat. I would also like to say I have a huge reflex for naming everything after some kind of reference or wordplay. All the time.
Yeah, let's see here. Maybe explain how Nemesis one roll engine works. I could, but I feel like that's something that I would like to do on What's Up. Because as I said, honestly, Omega's had more experience with one roll engine than I have. I said this is gonna be my first time running a game using the one roll engine system. And I said I'm gonna be borrowing using kind of, I want to say some of my own. I don't want to say my own mechanics, but my own mechanics. I was thinking systems. Wait a minute, because as I said, something I do especially I am shooting for in my style of GMing is cinematic pieces. This is why I specifically built these sections as it is, because I'm basically gonna craft each section as its own cinematic set piece, give it a sandbox, and then let you go from there. That way, so basically, this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of railroading the players, and I have to be very careful about this, because players reflexively do not like being told what to do. Let's see, how do I want to best put this? When a player has an idea, they usually want to act upon that idea, and sometimes fuck the plot. I'm honestly kind of bad about this myself. If you notice, anytime I'm playing a game, a tabletop game, I like to go get food. In character, it's it's time to eat. Let's get a meal. Because this is one of those things I always find hilarious, is that a lot of people will be playing tabletop and they never ever ever concern themselves about the basic necessities of life. It's a lot of people are oh, I have one ration, yeah, I ain't gonna starve. I'm that's a ration. Have you ever had a ration? Have you ever had freeze-dried military food? Not MREs. I fucking love MREs. But oh, Burning the Crust posted a video. The Sandbox versus the Railroad, running the game number 12. That's that. But so I haven't watched the video, so I don't actually know what it says. But basically, as I was saying, players don't like being told what to do. Players like being able to embrace their own choice, make their own decisions, and see how that affects the world around them. Unfortunately, that's not the exact experience I'm trying to go for with this game. Because, in real life, even if you make your own actions, sometimes life is still gonna get up and slap you in the fucking face and say, "Get down!" That's kind of the experience I'm going for. Your choices will mean something, your choices will matter, but in the end, you're all still gonna die. Well, maybe not, but that's kind of the thing I'm going for here. There's this very specific reason why I called it the first one, the beginning of your end. So I'm basically trying to figure out the best method of doing this. Because, as I said, I'm only human. Everyone else is human. That means we have the blessing and the curse of infinite possibility and potential, which is, I would consider, one of humanity's greatest strengths and its greatest weaknesses. I cannot predict what my players are going to do. I can make educated guesses. So the problem is do I try to make a plan for as many things as I can, or do I try to ad-lib as I go? Survey says I have to find a happy medium, is which what I'm in the process of doing right now. I basically have to look at my situation and look at what do I want to happen. And I have to go, alright, what are the best ways to get my players to do this without me saying, hey, go do this? There's ways to do this, blocking off exits, blocking off, certain exits, NPCs in the area, chiming in, hey, we should go that way, but not actually, saying, we're gonna go that way. There's a few things I'm looking into here and there. The first episode of Torchlight's not gonna be done anytime soon, but it is definitely more long so in the past week than it has in the past years. because I pitched this to Omega like a long time ago. So long ago that like I actually forgot how many character points I'd given Omega to make his character. It was just one of those moments of like, how many points? I actually had to ask Omega. He was like, I'll do like math. It's like, thank you, Omega, for doing math, because that is definitely not my strong suit. So as I said, like, but again, I'm excited that this project is up and going again. I'm still probably looking for 1 or 2 more players. If I get like a 4-man squad, that's the sweet spot, I would say. It's like enough to make everyone effective, but not so much that I think it's gonna bog down the game too much, especially since it's gonna be my first time GMing in a long time. And Omega will finally get to play, and I know he's excited about that. Alright. I'm actually kind of curious about this video about the sandbox versus the railroad, but it looks like it is 17 minutes long. So I'm not going to worry about that. I ain't about that life, yo. Alright, let's see. What else is there to talk about? Let's see here. Game-wise, I'm feeling the spring burn, as I want to call it. There's a lot of games coming out, and I want to play them all. I don't have the money for it, nor the time. Jesus. So, The Division 2 came out. I heard that was pretty freaking solid. Devil May 5 has been out, and everyone says it's amazing. Days Gone's going to be coming out here pretty soon. The Caligula Effect is out. Trails of Cold Steel is out. I'm like, ugh. Like, I want to play all these games. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is out. I really want to play that. As I said, like, I mentioned on WhatsApp, I watched, like, half hour of Game Grumps playing it, and Aaron was ineffective, as usual, I want to say. But, like, just seeing the gameplay, I'm all like, oh, this is pretty fucking sweet. What is this? I want to be about this life. Because I'll admit, I am not a great Souls player. I'm really not. I get really tense playing Bloodborne. Me playing Bloodborne, it will be summed up in... Well, it can be summed up like this. Alright. I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, I'm gonna hit... Oh, God, no! Oh, I shouldn't have hit it! Oh, God! No! Run! Roll! Ladder! Oh, there was one at the top of the ladder, and I'm on the ground. Well, guess I start again. So, yeah, that's me playing Bloodborne. But, you know, I still enjoy it, I'd say. But it's like, it's just one of those things of, like, I can't play it for, like, long periods of time. I just get stressed. Not the bad kind of stress where it's like, fuck this game, fuck this life, why is it so fucking hard? It's just like, this is more the stress of, I just can't handle this. I can't, I'm scared. There's something gonna munch my face off. And, especially since I've seen, like, I haven't actually seen a lot of Bloodborne, Let's Plays or anything, because I didn't watch Game Grumps, like, or, like, anyone else's, so I don't know, like, a lot of, like, what's happening there. It's just what I've seen, like, just fucking about, like, a giant pig. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with that pig. Solaire for Lice has posted something. Look at chest. Try to open it. It starts to move. Well, guess I'll die. Yeah. That's it. It's stressful, but fun. Fun, but stressful. And I kind of get that feel from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. It looks a lot more, I want to say technical. Especially in combat with, you know, have to break in stances and everything. I didn't even get to see anything about the frickin', with the prosthetic arm or anything. As I said, like, I am definitely one of those people who are in the camp of, if you suck at something, get good. Everyone posts a picture of frickin', pointing to sign. Because I actually remember seeing a post about this a little while ago about someone complaining about, like, how there was no easy mode. And I'm like, sir. And so, like, do you play From Software games? I was like, this is literally their entire, like, this is like their entire, MO. It's almost rote memorization gameplay. And also, yeah, I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Rote memorization game. Axe says also some people have disabilities and can't play very stressful games well. Now, this is I'm not trying to say ableist. This is ableist, but that's not on the game. As I said, like, you can't create a game that can cater to every single person's disabilities. Because, like, I like to tell people, I tell the people, every little part of a game costs money. Every part of a game costs time. Every part of a game has to be tested and retested. Even then, it's not usually fully tested by the time it gets out. It's like sometimes you have to cut things out that might not, that could have been useful, maybe have been appreciated, but you just can't. There are deadlines to meet. There are people who need to get paid. There are release schedules. They got to get games to the printers. All that stuff. Ugh. And so if the game, it's okay to say a game is not for you. Like honestly, like I have like zero interest in playing like Dark Souls. Like that game's not for me. I know it's kind of funny because like Bloodborne for me is a much more streamed lined, I would say, from Software, because I played Demon Souls and I played a little bit of Dark Souls 1, and like I was like, I don't feel this. Then I got into Bloodborne because, you know, I still like these kind of games, and I was like, okay, this is more my jam. It's a very stressful jam, but still my jam. And so I'm completely saying like that. It's all like, no, I couldn't get good enough. I'm okay with that. That's on me. That's on me, like not wanting to sit down and get knocked off ledges by skeletons for half an hour. Vernon the Crow says matter of tempo. You know, that might be a good way to put it. I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, that could be it. Megan wants to put a pin in Dark Souls. He likes the world and the feel of it, but really can't play the games. I'm just going to open up my doc here real quick, and where is what's up with Lucky's side? It's because we're going to talk Nemesis and Dark Souls. I'm going to write that down real quick, or type that. X says, this is why people want an easy mode. And I can understand that, but also, the creators of the game wants you to experience the game in a certain way. And I think that's just as important. Because games is a very, like I said, this is going to be me getting philosophical on game design and whatnot. But video games are media. Like, they are an art and a media. They are a unique art and media in that the one appreciating it can actually directly interact with it. And because they can directly interact with it, that means they can experience it in no other ways. No other way, oh god, I just fumbled over my words there. And ways that, like, no other piece of art can. I mean, you can't interact with a painting or a music. You can intake it. And, let that, you be influenced by that way. But a video game is the only one where your actions determine what happens in this piece of art and medium. As such, developers want to portray a certain experience in their games. And sometimes, like a lot of story-based games, like RPGs and what, yes, there's a easy mode for people who just want to enjoy the story. Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like Kingdom Hearts 3, for instance, has an easy mode. Extella Link, easy mode. Wait, does it have an easy mode? I don't remember. I feel like it has an easy mode. Yeah, it does. I'm dumb. It's like, but that is not, Dark Souls, I would say, in particular, thing. You're not there for particularly the story. I mean, there's story in it. There's lore in it. You can poke around and you can find out some really awesome things. But if you're playing a Souls game, you're probably there because you're gonna fight some fucking skeletons and prove them that you got the biggest dick in town, even if it takes you a few tries. So, as I said, I can completely understand why they do not have an easy, quote unquote, mode, because that's not the game. As I said, like in Sekiro, it looks like they do have something more of a story going on there, but as I said, I don't know. I want to know. I want to find out because it intrigues me. It actually looks like From Software is pushing forward with that a bit, which is something that I don't think From Software has really done any like story-heavy games. Like the only things I remember from Software really is Dark Souls and Armored Core. From Software, if you're listening, please give me new Armored Core, like PS4 Armored Core. I need all my mechs, all of them. Let's see here. Let me look right here quick. Well, actually, they've had plenty of games, but like recently, yeah, it's all been all Dark Souls and Dark Souls. I'm just looking here real quick. Man, they were real experimental back in the day. Wow, they got started in 1994. I didn't know that. But that's my thought on that. So, yeah. It's like, if a game's too hard for you, don't be afraid just to admit that and move on. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. It really is. I swear. Like, again, this is not me trying to be ableist again, because as I said, there are people who have problems doing things, but as I said, expecting for someone to completely go out of their way to make things easier for you, that kind of rankles on me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. There should be a good compromise, or you can just agree to like stay out of each other's way. But enough about me being an evil bastard. Let's see. Let's move on. If we're talking about games that I have been playing a fuck ton of, it's got to be Warframe. Warframe, Grind Frame, Fashion Frame, the Eternal Beta. They are just celebrating their anniversary going on right now. And because I've been talking so much about it in Discord, other people have been getting back into it too, which makes me tickled pink. I've actually been playing with Omega Alter and in rare moments, showing him I am a good Warframe senpai, getting him stuff, running around. It's good. I like it. Only problem is Warframe takes a lot of time. Warframe is definitely one of those games that I won't like easily recommend to other people. Because again, it's one of those games that is not for everyone. Because technically it is free to play, but it does have in-game currency. And you can earn that in-game currency without actually having to buy it. The only problem is that method requires a lot of grinding, a lot of farming, and then selling to real-life humans. So, theoretically it's possible. And, as I said, people have gotten pretty far on doing that. But if you're not doing that, you're, deep in the grind mine. Like, for instance, when I logged on, I think it was a couple days ago, my goal was to farm parts for a frame. By the way, there are, when they come out with their next frame, which is going to be Wisp, which has a great booty wiggle, Warframe is all about them butts, they'll have released 40 frames. And all of the base frames you can only grind for in-game. Like, you can't trade with other players for the basic ones. So that usually means you have to do, like, specific missions, fight specific bosses, do specific quests, all that stuff. And because it's a random drop table, sometimes you'll run the quest 5 times and get the same exact part 5 times. It's happened to me. It is laying on the floor. It's all like, why am I doing this? Kind of stressful. Specifically, I was doing this for Atlas. For the those not know Atlas, he's actually the frame with no neck. But you basically have to fight a giant cube of a giant zombie cube. That's the best way I can fucking put it. And it's kind of a pain in the butt because it's a section of the game that's not well developed. Because, as I said, Warframe is the eternal beta. They are constantly revamping them, and while I am grateful for the work they do, it's like, God, I wish they do more. Ugh. But that's the nature of the beast. You can only push out so much work at the same time. But giant zombie cube, I have to fight it. It takes me a while. In this poorly optimized system, I only get 1 drop. It takes me 4 different drops to get all the parts I need. And it's not a system of like, oh, okay, once you get that drop, you don't have to worry about that drop again. No, you can still get that drop like 4 or 5 more times. So, like, even though I only need like 4 parts, I'll be running this. I was running that boss like, I think it was like 14 times to get it, and I did that all in one sitting. So it's just me, just on my mouse, just staring at the screen, just doing this rote. I don't want to say memorization, just rote movements and firing. Not even really paying attention to what I'm doing. It's just I know what I need to do, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And I kind of enjoy that. It's a little cathartic at sometimes. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna go do this defense. I'm gonna go get on my tripwire, and I'm just gonna shoot things as they pass and not let them kill the thing. It's simple, it's easy, don't gotta worry about it. And other times, like, you get like new quests, because that's something that Warframe has put in that I am super happy for. They actually have story-related quests now. There is lore. It's not just you're this fucking quote-unquote Warframe out in the middle of space running around killing people for who knows what reason. There's actually reasons now. People are doing bad stuff, and you gotta be the space police. And we're waiting on the... everyone's waiting on the next story quest. and we're gonna be waiting a little bit longer. Makes me sad. But if anyone wants to play Warframe let me know. I mentioned this before, but Warframe is how me and Ron met, which is in turn how Omega and I met. So I'm very attached to the game. It has brought me nothing but joy. Would not throw out. Actually, speaking of which, if you guys want to join Ron's and I's clan, let me know. Like, we have maybe 7 people in it, and maybe only at most 3 people ever log in. It's fully furbished. We got all the repair stations. We have most everything researched. Me and Ron have been busy in there. Omega Alter wants to know if they gave the expected release date for the new cinematic quest yet. I don't think so. Let's see here. I'm using Google here real quick. I haven't seen anything real quick here. But, as I said, they have a trailer out for it, so they got something on it. I'm pretty sure they're not going to have a trailer out and just be all like, okay, no, never mind, we ain't doing this anymore. And be like, what? No. Because the Warframe dev team is definitely very open with how things are going. They've actually explained especially Steve Sinclair, who's basically one of the upper level developers. He will actually just have a stream where he's at home and he'll talk about just how Warframe, the developing side works and where they are with things. And it's always fun to tune in and listen to, especially when playing Warframe. It's like I said, I kind of understand why people like to say they listen to us talk while they grind and stuff. It's just having something on topic while you're doing the same thing. It's kind of nice. I like it. I don't know what you guys are doing while you listen to this, but you know what? I appreciate you guys being here listening to me ramble. Doesn't look like I've lost anybody here, too. Or maybe they just switched out, because actually I actually see a couple new faces there, but whatever. Okay, I gotta actually stand up for a second, because this chair sucks. Oh, that was my butt. Hang on, padding on this.
Do you want to talk about how your chair betrayed you?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how my chair betrayed me.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'm gonna punch Turtleman.
Punch Turtleman. I'm gonna punch Turtleman later. So, I guess this is something else I can rant about. So, I have a new chair. It's a really cool looking chair. It is not a comfortable chair. Because, sometime last week, I said Lucky is horrible with dates and numbers, so don't ask me when exactly. But my chair broke. I almost died, as is everything in my life. Almost completely fell out of it and just face planted. It was that bad. The reason for this is one of the armrests broke on this chair. Now, normally you think, oh, it's just the armrest. Why didn't that just fall off? It's yeah, normally, if the actual back of the chair was connected to the seat of the chair, in which my chair was not. The back of the chair was connected to the seat of the chair by the armrest. So when the armrest went, that means the back went. Which, since I was leaning against it, I went. There's much yelping and rolling and scraping sounds. I'm telling you now, I will not go quietly that cold abyss. I will go screaming like a girl and panicking. So first what I did is I just took off the back and armrest. I was like, whatever, I'll just use it as a goddamn rolling stool. And it was kind of alright. Except for the fact that I have horrible posture and I have to lean one way or another. And leaning forward was kind of hard on my back. And my roommate, who got this computer chair downstairs, is like, hey, you can just take that computer chair. No one's really using it. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. Brought it upstairs, sat down in it, and now I know why no one's using it. It is super freaking awkward. When you lean back in it, yeah, everything's fine. But I don't lean back in it on my computer. I don't have, a fucking space shuttle setup where it's, over my face and I can lean back. No, I have to sit up and forward. And just the way that, it, rests on my butt, the cushioning just does not work. I'm like, how? It looks really cool, too. I'll take a picture. Actually, where's my phone? Where is my phone? Take a picture of the chair, and I will show all you. In the Discord. If you're listening to this guys later, I'm sorry. Join our Discord and ask for the picture. I'll post it again. Let's see here. Phone. Camera! Alright, let me take off my frickin'... Look at this sweet-ass chair. Alright. Discord. Let's see here. Go to the general where everyone's hanging out. And... posted! Check out this chair. It's sweet. It's not comfortable. Yeah, it looks good. Like, as I said, if you actually are reclining in it, it's great. But as I said, like, right now, I can't recline in it. Like, for me to recline in it, I have to literally, like, take the microphone out and, like, have it up to my mouth. Be, like, floored lucky all over again. Which I heard some people actually had some amusing reactions to. But I'm not going to do that because I need to be able to read the chat. Because I want to talk to all of you guys. Because you're precious to me. So, yeah. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Lucky is currently the beast of Will/Zero. You're not sure you want him to notice you right now. But, that's a Discord joke, actually. A lot of people might not actually realize it. But in our Discord, I think I'm the only one. I don't think anyone else has gotten the role of Beast, all caps. I don't think there's a way for me to actually check like how many people have a particular role. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure the only other person would have it is Omega, but Omega is not going to destroy humanity out of his love for humanity, so it's just me. But I totally lost where I was gonna go with that. No matter. So I was talking about Warframe. Talk about my chair betrayal. Actually, someone mentioned something. Oh yeah, Vernon the Crow, naysayer, because that's something else I'll do in the Discord chat. Is I will give you arbitrary nicknames or change your name. I don't do anything insulting, but usually funny. Like I said, Vernon the Crow, I gave a naysayer. I can't remember why. Let's see here. Vesper, who's not here, makes me sad. I gave the name True Willpower Vesper. I know there's some other ones in here. Let's see, who other's name did I change? I know there's a couple. Oh, Snowcrow, I usually fiddle around with a bit. I usually meme machine. Because let's see here. Oh, Vernon remembers. He said, I misspoke about something and you capitalized on the situation. Oh yeah, I was probably mad. I was like, how dare! Or something. I don't know, but I like to have fun in the Discord. The Discord is like my main hangout. Like, if you ever need to get a hold of Lucky, go to the Discord. He'll probably be there, or at least we'll like look in there on the reg. We got a lot of people in our Discord. Because we're not like one of those super huge Discords. I mean, let's see here. We got 50 people online. And we have, like, some Patreons who have, like, their own thing. We have 183 offline. And, that's kind of, like, even though you think that's a lot of people, that's still, like, a lot of lurkers and people who just, who have just joined and, like, don't talk, which, I'm okay with. I'd say we have anywhere between, like, 10 to 20 people who, like, talk on the regular, and I like that. Some talk more than others, but you know what? I'm not gonna begrudge anyone how much they want to talk. If you talk at me, I'll talk back at you, even if I don't exactly like the things you're saying. Oh, man. I don't want to get into that. Solaire Fly says they don't talk much because college, but he likes to post Nyanta arts, though, which is good. Post them cats. Cats are good. Matter of fact, it's cat time right fucking now. Booyah! So... So again, I really enjoy our Discord community, and I enjoy getting to talk to everyone all the time. I say talk to people, but it's usually me like doing the internet equivalent of kicking down the door and start screaming at people. And it's just gotten to the point where everyone's used to it. Like, oh, it's Lucky, he's here to cause the ruckus. I will scream and meme and complain a lot. That's me. I am the emotive one. Mega is the chill one. What are you talking about, Vernon the Crow? Vernon the Crow says, I want my money for my doors. This is my Discord. I can break as many of my doors as I want to. Infinite doors. Ah, man. Actually, now that I actually have my phone in front of me, I'm actually going to open up FGO and actually get back to farming. Because Okay, so, free to play, you say that. Remember, we have... Oh, yeah. We actually have a Kool-Aid Man, Jeff. For these kind of reasons. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I gotta open up FGO here real quick. So I can farm more. Because I have made 1 million points on this Shinsengumi ladder. And I need to start working on the Oda Bakafu ladder. Because I need this to distract me from what's happening over on JP, where event is happening, and I want to know about it, but I don't want to know about it. And people are talking about it. I'm all like... This is me writhing on the floor.
That's stand-in, by the way.
Yeah, I make monster sounds. So Lucky is also a xenomorph, maybe. If I'm being quiet, it's because I am just watching the chat, being like, "Oh my god, what the fuck." I like surprising people with that. Yes, I am monster. I make monster noises. All right, let's see here. I'm checking my Gouda Gouda. Let's see here. The Sun Fortress is nearly overthrown. Oh god, wait, no, it is overthrown. What the heck? It's story time. The fight battle. 10 out of 10. Did not know. Give me quartz. Oh, Solaire, look at that cat wife. Atalanta is cat wife. But I guess I can start the story here. Well, no, I'm not going to, because I don't know if I'll give you guys the appropriate reactions that you want, especially if you can't see what I'm doing. Like, you see, the thing is I was actually considering getting a mirroring thing and maybe doing a stream of me playing like whatever gacha I have on the mind at the time, or even freaking Love Nikki, cause Fujoshi-san, she's actually Miss Fujoshi, but I like calling her Fujoshi-san because it sounds to flow easier off my tongue, got me into this goddamn game. Because we were talking about otome games and like mechanics in them, and she mentions that there was dress up mechanics. I'm like, I want dress up mechanics. And she's like, oh yeah, here, we'll play this game. I'm like, okay, cool. And now I'm eternally screaming, I need more fucking clothes because I need to dress up my girls. Like I won't say that I'm not entirely I'm not entirely fashion conscious, but for some odd reason, like throughout my life, a lot of women, I get asked by a lot of girls, like, hey, does this look alright? What do you think I should wear? Not because I have any particular talents, just because they want a man's opinion. And, I would give it, and they appreciate it, and I like that. I like dressing up women. I find it fun. It lets me put my aesthetic on them. Oh, excuse me. And so, like, Miss Fujoshi-san, like, gives me this game. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna check this out. It's fun. And, like 6 hours later, I'm all like, I'm gonna get S on everything. I am going to make the most fat bitch you had ever seen. It's like, girl, get out of my way. It's really light and fluffy, though. It's like, God, like, I was like, some of these outfits kind of hurt my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, girl, you are a fucking hot air balloon. What the fuck? Some of them are making me laugh, though. Oh, Fujoshi-san gets serious later, done, so be prepared. I don't know, it's pretty damn serious. I was doing their gacha, because it is a gacha game. You basically do rolls, you get more like clothing and stuff. And in one of the rolls, I got a scythe, literally called Death Scythe. I was all like, what? I'm like, okay, can I get a gun next? Probably not. I said, like, it was part of a set, and it was like very, goth, Victorian goth, I would say. I don't even know if that's a thing. I'm just like, oh my god, she says it is possible to get a gun. What is this game? Camper. Runaways are serious business. Don't go unarmed. Oh, that's right. Fujoshi-san says military fashion is a thing. It's like basically how the game works is there's like, I can't remember how many. There's like 5 or 6 different kingdoms, and each one has like a particular style. And the North Kingdom is the militant kind of one. I'm like, I haven't really got much of their clothing, but when I can, it's gonna be on. I'm sorry. Axe says, now I imagine girls' frontline fashion shows, and all I can think about is the Borderlands 3 trailer with the gun running on legs, and I'm like, I'll put that on a runway. Again, I am super hyped for Borderlands 3. Actually, in a bit of weird news about this, actually, Gearbox might have accidentally leaked a release date for Borderlands 3, and it might not be as far as everyone thinks it is. Let me see if I can actually pull up the news story here real quick. Yeah, so Borderlands 3, they might have had a tweet that was talking about how the upcoming release date might be September 13th, which is a lot closer than I was expecting it. And I said, like, literally, we got a teaser trailer last week, and we got a reveal trailer, like, only a couple days later than that. If they're planning on bringing out the full game in less than half a year, I was like, whoa, whoa! But, maybe they could do it. I believe it. I mean, like, appears like they have a lot of things in engine already, so why the fuck not? So that's something to look forward to. The thing I'm not looking forward to particularly is that it might be an Epic Games exclusive. Now, they did go on to clarify that it won't be a permanent exclusiveness, but it'd be like a year and a half of exclusive to the Epic Games Store. Which I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, do I need to download another game client just to play these games? Like, I really don't want to. Like, Ubisoft's got one, EA got one, there's Steam, there's Good Old Games, now there's Epic Games, and there's probably a couple more that I just haven't thought of. I'm like, I do not need all these individual clients to play these different specific games. This is Battle.net, thank you, Camper. I do not need all these separate game launchers to play these games. This is one of the main reasons why I got Steam in the first place. Because I just want to put all my games into one easy to access system. That's all I want. I want ease of access. This is going back into me talking about why I use sites like Kiss Manga and stuff like that, where they're just aggregators where they just grab all the different translators and put them all up into one site. Because it's easy to access. I don't have to go around to 18 different translator sites trying to find these individual mangas to read. It's I'm gonna do what's most convenient for me. And this whole system right now is not what's convenient. Because, as I said, the more launchers I have to have, that's the more systems that are running, more programs that I have to manage and finagle and all that stuff. That's multitasking. Don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. I only, you shouldn't have to multitask more than you need to, and that's what this is feeling like. I don't know how Epic Games is getting these things, because apparently they did this with, Metro Last Exodus as well. Originally it was going to be released on, Steam, but apparently, I can't remember the developers of Metro, but, they pulled I don't want to call it a 180, but they pulled a flashbang on everyone, and it's oh, no, we're going to exclusive to the Epic Games Store, we're pulling it off Steam. And Steam were what the fuck? People who bought it on Steam were what the fuck? Steam actually has on their page for Lex Exodus an explanation of what the fuck happened and apologized for it. So, so this right there kind of paints Epic Games in kind of a eye to me right now. If it's literally yoinking games from other platforms. Because I personally, I enjoy, I said, I enjoy ease of access. So if a game's on one launcher, but another launcher, yeah, sure, whatever, just pick your launcher. And Outer Worlds. Well, as I said, Outer Worlds is going to be on there too, but as I said, that has a lot of lead up time. So I'm about it, because I do want to play Outer Worlds. It looks really, really fun. Same with Borderlands. But, but it's if they're going in day one, saying it's going to be exclusive, because as I said, it's Obsidian and Independent, so they're kind of doing it's a new IP, I want to say. If they want to do something exclusive that way, I think that's fine. Alright, I'm you say I don't like it, but that's their choice. Metro, the first two games are already on Steam. They originally had the third one on Steam. Borderlands, they're releasing the Handsome Collection and stuff and all that crazy stuff on fucking Steam. But they're not going to put Borderlands 3 on Steam? I'm what is this? What's happening here? I don't get it. I don't. Someone explain this to me. Give me a bit of transparency. Actually, I probably could find out what the fuck is going on, but I didn't. Again, Lucky is literally ad-libbing this. So, who knows? Maybe it's something, I'm going to put that on the thing. Let's see here. Game exclusivity. Can I spell this? Viti. Close enough. And I'm gonna put Borderlands 3. What the deal? What's up with that? Camper says, my opinion on this is, thank God launchers are free of charge. He still has Envy Zelda to this day. Yeah, that's one of those problems, I will say. Nintendo keeps a very tight leash on their IP. Very tight leash. Whoa boy. But Okay. So, yeah, launchers are usually free of charge, but again, I don't like the fact that I need to have 4 or 5 launchers to play the games I want. Even Discord's got a launcher. Do you know this? Like, technically Discord's a launcher. You can download games through your Discord and play them, and it's like separate from like Steam or whatever. Like, because I have Discord Nitro, I get a bunch of games that I can play, but guess what? They're downloaded through Discord. So yeah, that's another fucking one. So it's just like, I don't need all this. Especially since, because when they're tied to the launchers, that means like whenever you play them, they usually open up said launcher. Like, and I said, I like to try to keep my system as streamlined as possible, so any launchers that I'm not using are just like shut the fuck down. If I'm not playing a game on Steam, I don't have Steam open. Let's see, if I remember correctly, Epic's game is... let's see, a lot of launchers like the Ubisoft and EA launchers specifically, yeah, their own games. Epic Games, is that a development company? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't know if they're actually like... Hang on here. Because, like... Ugh, yeah. Oh, no, Discord. For Discord, it's not their own original games. It's like... Oh, okay, Fortnite and Gears of War. So... Yeah, so... Where was I going with this? So, like, developers... Like, because you see this with Gearbox. Developers often can actually help other developers publish games, because that's what Gearbox was doing, like showing off in their own presentation of like how they're like, you know, pushing out games like from third-party developers. That's literally like all of what the Devolver Digital does. Like, it's like, hey man, you got this crazy ass game, we'll publish for you. It's just gotta be like, it has to be like this level of ridiculous. Sorry, I had to down the rest of my monster there. It was getting lukewarm. It wasn't even fizzy. So, I just had butted my mic again. So again is all these developers / publishers are coming out with these game launchers, and I can't say that I can't figure out why, because I'm pretty sure that anytime you host a game up on like a third party system like Steam, I would say Steam is technically Valve, but Steam also has a lot of fucking games that are not Valve on it. They probably have to pay a slice, a cut, if you would. And having their own launcher, you know, alleviates that a little bit. But, you know, this is the problem now that I have all these launchers. I'm like, I don't want all this. Because, you know, Steam has, like a bunch of cool stuff. Like, you know, they have, like, their sales and whatnot. You know, their big sales and shit. Like, my Humble Bundle, my Humble Bundle's, like, directly connected to Steam. Like, I can, like, when I buy something on Humble Bundle, it's all like, redeem the Steam, and it just opens Steam. Boom, done. I'm like, yes. It's like, I don't know. I'm probably going in circles with what I'm saying here. It just feels like needlessly complicated to me. It's like everyone needs their own special launcher. I'm just like, no. Oh, Camper says, oh man, Camper, back in my day, you just had games come with their own EXEs. If you remember, Steam does a 30... Vernon the Crow says, if they remember, Steam does a 70-30 cut in the creator's favor. Yeah, that means the creator doesn't get 100%, and that might tick some of them off. Because, as I said, as much as everyone likes playing video games, people like getting paid just as much. Like, never, ever, ever forget the business side of video games. Whew. Yes, we need money to eat. Well, that's enough about me tangenting on that, I guess. Well, I think that's everything I wanted to cover originally. So, we talked about my hardware situation. We talked about why this episode's late. We talked about games, game designs, my thoughts on difficulties and game launchers. We talked a little bit about gacha games and April's Fools. Let's go over to the Patreon section, where we actually did get a couple suggestions. They're pretty simple suggestions, but I'll just tell them out loud right here. So basically, the two suggestions I got was they want manga and light novel recommendations, which I can do, I guess, maybe, sure, why not? I read a fuck ton of light novels, and I read a fuck ton of manga, I don't know. But I was thinking about it, it's like, man, like, how do I pitch a recommendation? Because, as I said, like, oh god, Camper just cracked his knuckles. Oh fuck. Because, as I said, everyone has their own taste. everyone has their own flavors and whatnot. See, like everyone has their own taste and flavors and whatnot. Like me, I like, I like. I'm not gonna say that like they're genuinely trashy, but trashy isekai light novels for the most part. That's all like, oh god, yeah, this MC is totally like overpowered and gets girls just because he waggled his eyebrows at them. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's all like. I also like like city builders and dungeon builders and stuff like that. Like I always tell what's this guy got? Oh, Grimgar Fantasy and Ash. I heard that's actually really good. But I have not read it yet, but I do plan. But like a lot of the times, like when I'm reading his stuff, it's like it's not like high level content and stuff. It's not like high. It's just usually like something simple that's still amusing to me. Because that's like for me to be entertained. That's what it just needs to be. It needs to be amusing. It doesn't need to have any big twists. It doesn't need to have like lots of sex or action or something. If it's something that's just if it's something that's just enjoyable. It's like I can like Solar for Lies asks me do I like some gore? I can. Like I do enjoy maturity in my novels, like violence, gore, sex, and darker aspects of that. DeadTube is gore porn. Solar for Life. I read it. But it's literal gore porn. It is literally a manga that is nothing but to show extreme violence and erotics and violence. That is literally its only point. Berserk. All right, Berserk. You can't like I can't like go into every like title you scream out there because I am trying to make a point here, but I'll get back to that later. Let's see here. Whoa, see now because this is what happens. I lose my fucking train of thought. Heck. Okay. So like everyone has their. So I have to think about things I think people would be like all right to step into. That is like good enough quality for people to say all right. This might be a good read, but it doesn't have to be anything that might be too high concept. Because, like I said, like there. How do I explain this? There are some people who won't, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, there are some people who won't read anything that is rated below, like, a 7 or an 8. Like, if it's not, like, almost a goddamn masterpiece, they don't think it's worth their time. Me, on the other hand, I'm usually fine with reading things that are down, like, at a 3 or a 4. Because it's like, I can still find amusement out of it. And Axerman says a good point. It's like, it varies. It depends on what it is. So, because this is what I firmly stick to. A 5 is average. A 5 means it's not bad, but it's not good. That means, I can get through it. Depending on what it is exactly, I can go even a little bit lower and still be okay with it. So, it doesn't mean that I can't enjoy a 7 or an 8 or whatever. But I'm not going to restrict my experiences just because I only want to experience that. It's like there's a lot of media out there. There is a lot of content out there. And even though like the world may call it this or that, like I'm not going to know until I read it myself. Yes, Camper, I have read that. It's stupid adorable, even if she is squinting the entire damn manga. So, actually, since you guys have mentioned Camper and Accents, you have made man, I do know a manga that I'm going to recommend later, but the point is I want to recommend things that I think people like of all types will be able to at least take a step in and maybe enjoy. So I want to get things that are maybe like 5 or 6s or above, and things that aren't like wildly crazy. Like for light novels, like I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love Do You Like Your Mother and her 2 multi-hit targeted attacks. 1, because it's kind of isekai. 2, it's fucking Pochi. I fucking love Pochi. She is adorable, her voice is adorable, her art's amazing, and just seeing her fangirl over stuff on Twitter is amazing. It finally got a anime adaptation. It's going by the name Okasan Online because they're not gonna put that full fucking title in there. And I literally just got volume 2 of the light novel. I literally got it yesterday. And so like I read it and I'm excited. I'm like, yes. But it's not something I'm gonna recommend to everybody. Because it's still it's still very strong I don't want to say, well, yeah, I guess it is kind of Oedipus complex kind of stuff of all like, this is your mom. Why are you lusting your mom? It's just like, I can't say that's for everyone. As I said, like, I find that I love the characters. I think it's funny. It's all that stuff. But as I said, there's some people who are going to be still very put off by the premise. So I'm like, no, that's for me. That doesn't have to be for you. If you don't like it, that means there's more for me. Something I do want to recommend for anyone who likes fantasy, though, is Spice and Wolf. A long, long time ago, they had, this came out like a long time ago. I think like early 2010s. I think it was. Spice and Wolf came out. And it's amazing. So, Spice and Wolf is about... Oh, Omega's on fact checking. Spice and Wolf is about business. Okay. Spice and Wolf is not still going, by the way, but it does have a sequel series called Wolf and Parchment. But it has like several volumes. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll tell you right now, I have 11 of them. Oh god, it was 2006 with 21 volumes. So it probably ran into the early 2010s. When was the anime? That was probably like the early 10s then. But it ran a long time, and it is a very beloved season. It got 2 seasons of an anime, and has such a unique but what do I want to call it? A unique but calm setting. That's what I want to say. As I said, basically the gist of the story is a traveling merchant meets a wolf deity, and they start traveling together to get back to their home. And along the way, they start learning things about each other and start becoming closer to the point that they don't want the journey to end, but they know that it must at some point. And it's them dealing with this as they travel from town to town, deal with various sorts of economic problems, deal with problems with people, deal with problems with the church, and, you know, sometimes come out ahead and sometimes don't. And as I said, it's not all swords and magic and all that stuff. No, it's just 2 people traveling. And while you might think that seems kind of boring, it's not. It's anything but. Holo is a devious little trickster, and Lawrence, for his part, seems to be a solid enough and clever enough sort, and knows business like the back of his hand. Air Pilot, why are you awake? It is 5 a.m. there. Are they even in the chat? No, they're not. Camper says the real fantasy meta, commerce. Guys, if you have ever listened to one of our actual plays, you will know that I spend a lot of fucking time shopping. A lot of time shopping.
Shopping is the true meta.
It is the true meta. This meme is on point.
Yeah, that pause that's gonna get cut out in editing was Lucky reading a thing.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot to read. That's why I had to stop. But yes, no. And Holo is top tier waifu, grade S. As like, she is amazing. Like, the only reason I don't own the entire series of Spice and Wolf right now is because it's a tradition with my family. A couple years ago, I asked my mom to get me the first 3 novels for my birthday, and she got them. Then I asked for the next 3 on Christmas. Asked for the next 3 on my birthday after that, and I'm gonna be asking for the next. I think she gave me an additional 2 last Christmas because she knows I like reading it. And guess what? When my birthday comes around in August again, I'm gonna ask for the next 2 volumes again because it's good. Like, I don't know if I'm selling it well enough, but if you want, it's written really well. It talks with a lot of intelligent things, including business economics, philosophy, and the human condition and understanding, and how they deal with things. It's a very simple premise with a lot of deep and complex themes, all wrapped up in a lover's road trip. So if you want my first standard, I'd say light novel recommendation, go pick up the first volume of Spice and Wolf. I'm pretty sure you can go to for our US based citizens, our US based listeners, excuse me. You can go to a Barnes and Noble or other assorted bookstore and just read it off the shelf. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I would go to the bookstore and I would just read off the shelf. No one ever stopped me, so I was like, okay, fine. And if you like it, please buy that first volume and, continue buying them. Support it. It might be over 10 years old, but it is good. So, the second light novel series I'm going to recommend for everyone is a little bit more eccentric, I want to say. It's kind of infamous within the anime community, but for a variety of reasons. What I'm going to recommend to y'all is the Bakemonogatari series. Now, a lot of you have probably seen something of Bakemonogatari, because it has the illustrious Aragi Koyomi, the fucking cis-con, lolicon main protagonist who's kinda creepy, but entertaining all the same way. Guess what? He's the protagonist of the story. Axe has gone, isn't it more confusing because of Shaft's direction? And wait, he's also a cis-con? Yes. The reason why I have a such a spiritual connection to Araragi-san is that he just likes girls. Just simple. Plain and simple. He just likes girls. He likes girls to the point where he will literally throw his life into mortal danger for them without thinking of the consequences or any care for his life. Which is basically the premise of this story. So, so technically, the first story in Bakemonogatari is Kizumonogatari, which basically translates to wound story or bond story, depending on how you read it. In all actuality, Bakemonogatari actually came out first, but the author decided to do a non-linear story. He actually just says in the afterword that it's fine if you read Bakemonogatari first or Kizumonogatari first. But when I got the light novel pack, because I bought the first volume set, and it came with 7 books, Kizumonogatari was was the first one. It's the first one I read. And when I read it, I kind of understand why they didn't adapt it as an anime, because actually in the Kizumonogatari light novel, they actually make many mentions, while there are particularly gory or violent scenes, that this shouldn't be adapted into an anime, and I'm just like, keck. It's actually kind of great. That isn't to say that Kizumonogatari didn't get made into an anime. In fact, got made into 3 very high quality movies, which is to say something of its popularity. But the Bakemonogatari series is about a young man on the cusp of adulthood named Aragi Koyomi, who during his spring break gets tied up in the affairs of a vampire and loses his humanity. From there, it's a bunch of separate battles, a lot of exposition, some lewd stuff, and a lot of discovering things about yourself. Now, yes, it's let's see. It was if I remember correctly, it's Kishshot, Arcella Orion something, Heart Under Blade, Arcella Orion. Thank you, Solaire. You got it for me. And yeah, it is kind of crazy, but guess what? This entire light novel series is crazy. And that's what I like about it. It's super eccentric, and you see that in the writing style. As I said, like it breaks the fourth wall on several occasions. Araragi will go into into weird amounts of detail on the strangest things, while talking like in this mass exposition. So like when I see like how the light novel is written, I can't see anyone but Shaft doing it and their weird visual style. It just would not work. I literally cannot think of any other animation studio doing it. Because for a novel that's as weird and out there as Kizumonogatari and the Bakemonogatari series as a whole, you need a studio just as fucking crazy. But within all that craziness, there is a lot to be said about like who you are as a person and how you treat others and what you think about them. Like all throughout the series, the protagonist is meeting all sorts of people of all different walks of life and strengths and weaknesses, and getting to know them, and usually getting his guts punched out of him at various times. And of course, because this is And of course, because as I said, this is catered to young adults. Araragi assembles quote unquote a harem. Like literally, I can't think of like any other male characters in this damn series. Wait, no, I take that back. I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's actually a lot of male characters. They don't stay on screen a lot. But the main cast is basically Araragi and all girls. But then you got guys like Oshino, who is a top percent. Kaiki Deshu, he's a creep. Then you got like the Vampire Hunters, dramaturgy episode, Guillotine Cutter. They really don't show up much after Kizumonogatari for reasons, but it's good. I loved it. Like, I started reading Kizumonogatari like in the middle of the night, and at one point I'm like, I don't feel this mood. I had to go get a desk lamp, turn off my light, and then put the desk lamp over like the light so I could just read it like in the darkness. It's all like it's definitely something supernatural. It's something a bit lewd, but it's also something a bit crazy. But it's still really well put together, and I fucking love it. Like, there's actually if you guys are actually interested, you can actually go online and find out there are like people who've actually listed like the broadcast order of the anime and the release order of the books and the actual chronological order of books, and you'll see that how do you pronounce it? Like Niso Osen or something like that is a fucking mad lad. It's fucking mad, and I love him for it. I don't know if I really sold that one. Just me kind of gushing of how crazy and amazing it is. But I think it's crazy and amazing, so you should go give it a try. Let's see here. Are there any other light novels that I want to recommend? Just because, I'm going to recommend an isekai. I could recommend Yojo Senki, but as I said, like, I want to, like, that's like, because I actually have the first 4 volumes of that, too. But I'm going to recommend an isekai. Yes, it is Mages of War Hardcore Edition. Actually, it's actually kind of funny. They actually released a scene from the movie recently, and I went and posted it in our table chat. I was like, "Here, have some inspirations for Mages of War." It's literally just like an air combat scene over the desert, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Also, I just want to say, for the record, I resent that remark because Mages of War is very hardcore. Has anybody actually in Yujo Senki gotten flamethrowered? I don't think so.
I mean, they like blew up a munitions factory with a whole bunch of people in it.
That's not the same as a Flammenwerfer. This is a discussion for a different time. Find your isekai novel.
Well, I know what isekai novel I'm going to talk about. It's one of those ones that's not amazing, but I still love it. It's called The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. So the premise is very simple. 3 students get summoned from basically their school to another world, and they are tasked with saving the kingdom and the realm. 2 of the students are found to be like have hero level magics. One particularly has like the magic of light, the other one has the magic of lightning, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be badass heroes." But the third one, who is the protagonist of the story, is found to have healing magic. Actually, is it? I think it might be. Hang on.
We're derailing the conversation because we're having a different conversation in live. That's why you should watch these live with Lucky.
But let me see here. Because actually, I should actually like try to keep my recommendations of things that are actually localized in English officially. So hang on one second. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let me just go to Amazon. Let's see here. Wrong way.
That's a solid bet because as we discussed at the end of our last episode of What's Up, which recently came out, Amazon is your guide to everything and possibly too many things.
All right, so they don't have it in Amazon, but let me go to Yen Press quick because it might just be on their pre-order list. Because that's who I usually get my light novel through nowadays is just Yen Press. Oh god, I open it and they have a fucking The Elder Sister one just there. I'm like, damn it, gimme. Oh, I really like Pochi. I really, really like Pochi. Please. Let's see here. Actually, I don't even know what they call it. Wrong way. Let me just try wrong way to healing. Less words, the better. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? No. My youth romantic comedy is wrong, as I expected? No. Okay, so it doesn't look like that it is localized in English yet. So, shoot. Well, thanks for derailing me, licensing. I guess I won't talk about an isekai. I'll talk about something that is pretty far from an isekai, actually. I'll talk about A Sister Is All You Need. So, if you guys have been listening to What's Up, like at the beginning of last year, you would have I'm not gonna say pretty sure you paid me today, but sir, CCC, C. You can't see me, but I am like gesticulating like very pointedly. But if you've been listening to What's Up like at this time last year, you probably heard me going on about a anime called Sister Is All You Need. And I have to tell everybody, just watch past the first 15 minutes. I swear it gets better. Because the opening to A Sister Is All You Need is very, very wrong. And once you get past it, you realize that that opening scene is just an author's pitch to his editor. And editor basically goes, "What the fuck is this? You crazy." And that sets the tone for this entire series. Like, I love this series enough that it's like one of the few series that I actually straight out and bought the Blu-ray for. Like, I have two Blu-rays. I have the special DVD, the special Blu-ray edition of Heaven's Feel Presage Flower, and I have the Blu-ray of A Sister Is All You Need. That's how much I love this series. So basically, that sets the tone for it. Basically, the main character is a light novel author who has an obsession with little sisters, to the point that all of his works involve little sisters. And despite like you thinking that like, oh, this sounds like this guy might not be going anywhere, apparently he's surprisingly popular. He's not as popular as some of his like other art author friends, because he has quite a few of them, actually on different spectrums, which makes a interesting dynamic between them, but enough that he's able to make a living off of it. Because on one side you have his friend who's pretending to be gay to get female viewers. It's kind of funny. He's very business minded, who doesn't go off the tried and true path, but does something standard that can appeal to many people. But people recognize this and just think it's another dime in the another dime in the bucket of light novels. Itsuki on this other stand is pretty niche, but apparently his writing style is so emotive and draws you in, even though the subject matter is a little bit weird. But it's okay if it's a little bit weird if it catches you. And then you have my personal favorite. You have fucking Kaneko, who is this tiny big boobed girl with an absolute infatuation with the protagonist, who is a genius, a veritable genius, who basically every single of her works just flies out of the shelf and has been the subject of many, many awards. And there's more characters like Itsuki's college friend who comes over and hangs out. Itsuki's younger brother, quotes brother. No, Fujita, I'm not updated with what happens past the anime because I'm trying to keep this is my personal thing. It's like I don't mind reading something online if it's not out in English. I'm like, alright, I can't actually get it here in English, so whatever. I'm gonna fucking just read it on some site. But they are translating A Sister Is All. Just came out with volume, and as I said, I bought it. And that's how I'm gonna keep going at it, because if you enjoy something, if you love something, you need to support that something. That's one of my ethos. That's why I have 3 volumes of Sisters All You Need. I have 2 volumes of Do You Like Your Mother? I have 4 volumes of Goblin Slayers. I have 7 volumes of Bakemonogatari, 11 volumes of Spice and Wolf, 4 volumes of the Saga of Tanya the Evil, and 4 volumes of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Camper says, "Oh crap, MIO. I feel like I have the entire animation bug in my wallet right now." Not sure what you mean by that, man. I might have missed something. That's his feet! Do I have to put this picture of my legs now?
Well, now that you said that, yes.
No!
Because you said it to the audience. But no, before that, no, you didn't have to.
This is what I get for talking. Speaking of, I'm wearing jeans right now.
That makes it even better. Take a picture of your freaking jeans.
Yeah, sure, why not? Hang on here. Let me get into the proper position. I can cross my legs. This is the live content y'all signed up for, I guess. Where's my camera? God. Alright, let's see. Camera. You know, I'm gonna make this more in tune with what I'm talking about here. You can do this. There we go. Booyah. No, Camper, I will not ignore you. You are precious to me. Actually, Camper, I think you're like one of the longest people who have been here in this channel. You're like literally number 3 in our Discord rankings. I'm curious. Yeah, Camper. Oh, Axe is like catching up to you though, but you're still number 3. I'm not gonna post this on fucking Twitter because I ain't posting my legs on goddamn Twitter. But booyah, lucky legs, and my collection of light novels and other assorted books. All right. Yeah, I built that shelf. So Sister All You Need, and again, it's a look on the side. It's an exaggerated look, but still a look on the side of life of a light novel author. As I said, it's definitely out there, and it's definitely hijinks and gags, but it's still something nice to see. As I say, because they do delve in a little bit. Something I also really enjoyed. I really enjoyed is a lot of the times they'll actually go into like things from real life, like games and alcohol and stuff. Like they played Once Upon a Time, which is actually a real game, and it's actually a really fun game, especially if you want to flex your creative muscle. And it's like I found that out through A Sister Is All You Need. So I really enjoy like how they bring all these aspects together to into this nice little package with a little bit of zaniness. It's like when I can, I'm gonna get a fucking Kaneko Figma because hang on, let me see. Do I still have it? Yeah, I do. I have the shit bookmarked because Connie's a good girl. She's lewd, funny, and also ever in love. Just makes you want to give her head pats. And she has big boobs. Let me close like half these fucking tabs on my Discord. Not my Discord, my Chrome. There we go. Okay. So those are like 3 light novels. Go read Spice and Wolf, Bakemonogatari, and A Sister's All You Need. If I remember correctly, Kaneko is like 18 or 19 in the series. So she is totally legal. So I guess from there we should go into manga recommendations. Now here's the crazy thing about manga recommendations. A lot of mangas are just adaptations of light novels. Well, not all of them, but like a lot of times you'll find out that is the case. Like, oh, this is guy's adapted from a light novel. I'm just like, Should I just go recommend the light novel instead? So I have to think a minute here on something that might be just wholly original. Because, I don't know, there are definitely, like, there's definitely, excuse me. Like, seeing a light novel putting, seeing a mangaka put an effort to bring a light novel to a visual medium like that is pretty freaking awesome. Like, there are several light novel adaptations that I could tell you about that I think are amazing. Like Skeleton Knight in Another World, Goblin Slayer. Like, honestly, I think Goblin Slayer is like one of the best light novel to manga adaptations that I've seen. Because I feel like it captures the energy like at all times. It definitely captured it better than the anime did. Man, that makes me sad. Like, I can't say that the anime is bad, but CG Goblin Slayer, why? But, oh, shoot, I can't remember the name of it. Let me see here. So, for this one, I'm gonna have to, like, I can't, like, go on specifically mangas that are not fully licensed here in America, because that's gonna take a lot of work to research real quick. Especially if I don't find one immediately. So, let's see here. Slide. So, the first one I'm going to recommend is... Actually, it might be localized, but... The first one I'm going to recommend is called Bonoji. That pretty much translates into Temple of Temptation. And while you might think that is something lewd, it is anything but. The author is Aki Ada, who is famously known for making super fluffy, good slice of life stories, usually with really good romance in it. So, basically the premise of it is basically a girl has a breakup with her longtime boyfriend, and through various amounts of circumstances meet this programmer who in her condo who has just a bunch of weird shit in his apartment that his brother sends him. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff to play around with and discover and stuff, and they just start hanging out naturally and doing stuff together and seeing about like what all this stuff is. As the lady, she takes an interest in all that stuff, and they start, hanging out, and they start a friendship. And slowly that friendship turns into something more. It's great. It's a completed manga. It's only 35 chapters. And I said, it's not too short and it's not too long either. It's just the right amount of length. You're just going to be like, you're going to like binge it in like a day and you'll be like, ah, that was a good time. And then you're going to start reading like their other works, which, God damn it, Camper. Camper slaying me with his puns. I'm completely derailed now.
Something about their other works was where you were going before that.
Okay. You're gonna go find their other works, like Please Wake Up, Kusekabe-san, which is literally a story that takes place as a guy trying to convince his girlfriend to get out of bed. And she refuses, and instead tries to convince him to get into bed so they can sleep. That's all the premise of the manga is, but it's good. Like, this person is really good at these interpersonal relationships, and, just making you feel fluffy. You also might start feeling intensely jealous that you don't have such a cute, significant other, but that's the price we pay for reading these, So go check out Bonanji. It's real good. So the second one I'm gonna recommend is, hang on, if I can find the proper. First, I gotta remember how to spell it. Oh, that's why it's not coming up. I'm in the author freaking list. There's no author named Dignified. Yes. So, Dignified Sleeping Psyche. So, if y'all know, Takagi-san, which got a season 2, greenlit, we're all excited about this, and you like that kind of story, this one is definitely something for you. Basically, a boy in middle school, one day realizes that the class representative next to him is sleeping in class, but is doing it in such a way that she doesn't get caught. I guess another way to think of it is my neighbor, Seki. About the boy who was always playing around in class. Except it's not. Oh, hang on. Camper says he can't find it. Let me. Because I really like this. I want you to read it. This is gonna. Let's see here. I'm gonna post through Kiss Manga. I know some people be like, "Oh my god, Kiss Manga, they just steal shit." It's like, y'all calm down. But where was? Oh yeah. But basically, she just really loves sleeping. So she wants to sleep as much as possible. This isn't to say that she's like a bad student or anything. She just really likes sleep, and it's cute because while it starts off as just like a secret between two people, it slowly becomes into a friendship, and then it's starting to tease about something a little bit more, and it's pure and it's wholesome. Except that this middle school aged girl has like giant tits. Japan, what you doing? Japan, what you doing? I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna be like, titty. I still got my eye on you guys. Why you do this? Yeah, I know, but this ain't Brazilian. Solaire for Lies says Brazil, man. That is common here. Yeah, it might be common there. It is not common in Japan. Let's see here. So, let's see here. Do I want to recommend one more manga? Let's see here. Now I'm afraid to go to Brazil because I won't know who's an underage girl or not. Heck, which is sad because I really like Brazilian ladies. I really want to go to Carnival one year. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's alright, I'll ask you, is there any type of manga that you guys want me to recommend? Let's see here. I really recommended 2 romances. I blame Camper for this because Camper, Camper has been reading a lot of romances and whatnot, sharing them with Discord, and of course I go, oh hey, let me check this out, and then like I inhale it, I'm all like, god damn it, Camper. Let's see. Vernon the Crow wants me to recommend Berserk. Actually, I don't know if I really can. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just that I haven't read it in so long because it keeps going on hiatus that I'm like, ah. But maybe I should like sit down and reread the whole thing. Because that's one of those things about I enjoy about my horrible memory, is that after a while I just forget like enough details that I can read something again and be like, oh yeah, shit, oh this is good, good times. I don't know. I can't really say they're asking if Camper is my romance dealer. I can't really say that Camper is my dealer because trust me, I am posting just as much shit too. I am yelling, yo, check this shit out, and I go bam, like I just throw it in there. But yeah, Omega's our tabletop dealer. But let's see here. Let me see here. Let me go through my Kiss manga bookmark list. Again, this is why I talk about for ease of access. I'm like, all right, I like this manga. I'm just gonna bookmark it now. I know when it's updated. Let's see here. Oh, actually, I do think. Wait, did this one actually get? I did think this actually did get an English adaptation. Hang on, let me check here. I think it did. Am I? Yes, it did. All right. So, the last one I'm gonna recommend is a manga called Plus Sized Elf. It actually has an official English translation. You can actually buy the paperback on Amazon. And it's kind of funny. So Plus Size Elf is about a massage therapist, who runs into an elf who can't lose weight. She's not like... It turns out that she came to this world and discovered French fries and loves them so much that she got addicted to them and now can't get back home. So he starts doing things to try and help her lose weight. Doesn't really work. And this gets on and it keeps adding more plus-sized girls into the mix. Like you have a dark elf with quite the sizable lower half. You get well-muscled Oni. Fluffy dog girls. Quite a bit. It is definitely, lewd and, erotic. But it's also very funny, and it does actually have some pretty solid health tips in it as well. Which is something I always like about it. Yeah. Axe puts it, it's more like awkwardly out of shape and less obese. I mean, they got bellies, they got butts, they got flab. As I said, and it's very good. It's like, actually, let me check how many chapters. Like, I don't know. I think I only got a couple volumes out in English right now, but they have like 25 chapters out translated right now. I'm sorry. I saw this post that Solaire did of the lolly throwing up her hands and just going tilting. I'm like, I'm saving this. This is gonna be my shrug emote forever. Forever. All right, so hang on. Let me post the Kiss manga link for all you petitioners of witchcraft. So as I said, I like it. It's good. And as I said, I think it's good to see mangas where they don't have the generic thin girl, big titty type. Like as I said, like Lucky is a lover of all women of all shapes and sizes, but sometimes when I see anime manga with these thin as rail girls with giant ass tits, I'm like, that's not how the body works. You need some really, 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 really rare genetics for that. Like, what the fuck? It's like, don't get me wrong, I love the titty, but just like, goddamn, that's gonna kill her back. Her body is gonna be off balance as fuck. It's like, and that's literally all fat. If she's that thin everywhere else, what the fuck does she do to just selectively lose fat? Like, it hurts. It hurts. It's like, I don't like, cause like I said, I like hourglass figures. I think they're super sexy. But that's because it's heavy on the top and the bottom. And there are some workouts you can do that like specifically focus on the core. But in general, when you do weight loss, you can't really target your weight loss area. You just kind of uniformly lose fat. So, I don't know. This is me because I have to study, like, this is why I have to study, how bodies work in order to draw them. Oh god, I really need to art more. It's one of those things I keep saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but instead I go and make emotes about boners and ab licking. Good job, me. Good job.
Listen, people love emotes.
They really do. I'm actually considering making emotes of the Nobus, but I was like, I don't know. I just feel like they're a little too small for what I want. Not to mention that I still need to figure out how to make things transparent. Someone like gave me some ideas, but I don't know. Yeah, this is I'm looking at my recommendations of people who view plus size elf volume 1, also viewed them all like, yeah, these are kind of my jam. Because like one of the recommendations is Monster Musume, Everyday Life with Monster Girls. That is my fucking jam. I should probably order that on Blu-ray too. Lucky is totally for the transhuman future because I want Chocobos and I want Monster Girl. Gib. Alright, what are you guys talking about in chat here? Bless that MC, honestly. I'm curious now. If there's silence because I'm waiting for people to respond. The Kiss manga is going suddenly... Like, let's be real here. Kiss manga is not the safest fucking place to be, alright? Like, it's not necessarily on them, but the ads they run are quite invasive, so, wear a goddamn internet condom. Honestly, from what I know, Kiss Manga is actually constantly battling their invasive ads. Like some of them they let go, like the ones that like where you click on it, it opens up another tab. Like they let that ones go, but there are actually like malicious ads in Kiss Manga, and they constantly have to fucking do that. Yeah, but from what I've heard, like if you're not like invested into Kiss Manga like I am, Mangadex is where you go nowadays. All right. As I said, but I really don't get too much into the ethics of it because in the end of the day, it's people buying a manga overseas, ripping it apart, translating it, and then posting it online for other people to read and then profiting off of it. And as I said, I don't know how much of that kickback gets back to the author in question, so meh. That's like, so I was like, I don't know where the moral high ground is there, so I don't care about it. Listen, everyone, Lucky is a person who walks on the gray path. Alright? I'm never gonna, I will never, ever tell anyone that I am a good person. Ever. I have, fully embraced the flaws that I am as a human being and, the life I have lived. And I feel I don't think I'm particularly a worse person for that. I'm just an honest person for it. Because I believe that everyone has a little bit of flaws. Everyone has their flaws that, some are more open about them, some are not. Some realize them, some don't. And it's just one of those things of, no, people, I have, a pretty, I don't have that great opinion of a lot of people, in my actual life. And it's kind of, colored how I see humanity as a whole. But I've overcome this to, appreciate humanity for what it is. At the same time, most moral and ethic conversations, it was all meh. Let's see Axe is talking about looking at plus size, the Dojin artist. I think maybe honestly I'm always I've stopped being. Camper actually puts it a really good perspective. I'm only ethical when it's convenient. That's not actually pretty that's fair. That's super fair. And Omega also says something that is the truth. Many manga artists are Dojin artists. Fun fact. When I first read the Elder Sister one, that wasn't originally a Dojin. That thing got adapted into a manga. And guess what? Pochi is still doing the Dojin. Omega has a technical note. Yeah, technical. Them books, whatever.
Well,
Omega's going on.
The point I'm trying to raise is that while we are mentioning that doujinshi as an erotica thing, that's technically not what the word doujinshi means. It's just for amateur productions or fan books, technically.
Yeah, but that's a commonly accepted
which also
thing.
Still applies for this though. Lots of manga artists get their start drawing fan art and stuff, some of which is porn.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things that's just commonly acceptable. It's common to call Frankenstein's monster just Frankenstein, even though that's not accurate.
Yeah, you make Mary Shelley cry when you do that. It's the modern Prometheus, guys.
Yeah, it actually does make her cry. Man, okay, where I was. But that's just one of those things that, I say doujinshi just because it's faster. I can say, doujins, because it's just faster. I don't want to say ero doujinshi when I just want to talk about a fucking porn book. Definitely down listen to Normal Rose says, I just say porn. You know, honestly, I could, but for some reason, because of me and my westernness, like, I don't know. When I think of porn, I think of western porn. I don't know. I guess that's just how I divide things up mentally. I don't know. That's weird. Now that I think about it, of how I think like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into like my not safe for work productivities here. Ugh, man. Let's see here. Omega, can I get a time check, please? I actually didn't actually notice when we started recording.
All right. The recording has been going on for 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 10 seconds.
That sounds like a pretty solid time, actually. Considering I am literally just ranting and raving and ad-libbing. Good job, Lucky. You can talk for a long, long time. It is getting warm in my room. Why? It's because all y'all are talking about lewds and shit.
I don't know if it's it, but like the moment we sat down to record, I was like, shit, it's hot in here.
It's like, oh my god. Lucky will not take up all his clothes, though. I probably shouldn't be wearing black and jeans, though. Yeah, that's actually something else I should talk about. Winter is officially over. Let's see here. First day of spring was... Let's see here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Was March 20th. So... Wait, no. Yeah, March 20th. That was a Wednesday. That was like 2 Wednesdays ago, I want to say. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm already starting to... Because Lucky is a creature of cold and darkness. I like being... Well, I won't say I like being cold, but I like colder temperatures. Because it's easier for me to adapt to it. Like, I am a pro at layering and, you know, keeping warm with, like, minimum effort. When shit gets hot, I'm fucking useless. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm, like, blessed that my, parents got me an air conditioning unit, like, a couple years ago. Because otherwise, I was just a puddle underneath my bed, because that was the coolest spot in my room. But, you see, I salute all you people who live in, on the Pacific Islands, on the equator, like, South America, like, those tropic places where it's all humidity and sun, and just, like, I couldn't do it. I just can't. It's like, this is why I tell Omega all the time, like, when we're all dating, he's coming, because I think it's gonna be a lot easier for him to acclimate to the cold than it is gonna be for me to acclimate. And not to mention, I think, culturally speaking, the Pacific Northwest is much, richer. But, like, as I said, like, I would buy fucking, like, Omega, like, some good jeans and a coat. And some fluffy fucking socks. To keep him warm. As he acclimates from, being shorts and sandals. But, you know, that's a consolidation plan. Everyone supports on Patreon so we can consolidate and bring you, top tier content. Now everyone in the chat is talking about degrees and how like various weathers just suck. See, I like snow, I like rainstorms, I like heavy winds. And Camper says good thing about living on the equator though, hot pants are always in Caesar. Camper. Have you seen girls in yoga pants? Sir. You can't see it, but I am doing the OK sign. I got the hand up. Emperor's New Groove. It's like there's a reason like when the reason why I like go. Thank you, Omega. The reason why I go to Starbucks in the fall is one, pumpkin spice lattes. I fucking love them. You can call me a basic white girl all you fucking want. I don't care. And two, there's always girls in yoga pants there. You might think I'm a bit of a creep, but as I said, I like the female form, and I want to go appreciate it. Covering thighs is a sin. You barely tolerate tights. Camper, you lose your shit over time we post girls in leggings. Like in pantyhose and shit. See, Fujoshi sounds like saying the same thing. Fujoshi-san is losing her goddamn mind right now. We are all comrades in arms here in our Discord. Please join us so you can hear girls yelling about you guys about their love of tights and leggings. Omega is definitely a boob man. But, yeah, don't want to, so yeah, what I was talking about, Lucky is a basic white girl. I like girls in yoga pants. It is good civilization. Camper is literally getting into the logic of tights. This Discord's amazing. I love it here. Y'all, anyone listening, please join our Discord and get in all of this and enjoy the juicy goodness. The Studio Omega Discord is flavorful. We are fire. We are cultured. And I'm telling y'all right now, no, I'm not singing at the end. My voice is scratchy. Like, people keep asking me for that. I'm like, no, I'm a horrible singer. Don't. No. You know, every time I do it, like, for 5 minutes afterwards, I am rolling on the floor as this moment has been added to my dark history. Yeah, maybe next time, closing time. I'll tell you what, like, from now on, next time we do this, if someone recommends closing time for me to sing, I'll do it. But I gotta get some public support. Because I want you to interact with us on our Patreon too. That's definitely something I want to do more going forward, is get more interactivity with everybody, see more of what we want to get. It's something that we always go on about. It's like, you know, tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you want us to do. And you know this, and you know, we'll do it. Hopefully, maybe, if we have the funds and time and aren't dying. Like, I'm telling you right now, guys, Lucky's going to be doing a lot more dying at the hotter, even with air conditioning. Oh, man. Ooh. Axe is recommending me some Edo artists. All I gotta go say is go look up Ohira Sunset. Their Boudica series. It's fire. So let's see here. I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about. Is anyone? Let's see here. All you listening, is there anything else you want to hear about Lucky talk about? Now I pause as I watch people type. Well, what do you want me to rant about? That's the question.
Don't worry, we'll take care of that in editing.
Oh, okay. No April Fools. How about some life stories? Let's see here. I'm trying to think of like life stories. Like, I don't know. Like, I've done a lot of things, but like, I don't know if they're things that I necessarily want to share on YouTube. As I said, Lucky has lived a life walking that gray line. So while I've done many things, probably shouldn't let it be known on a public setting. Like, sorry guys. So I'm trying to like give me a second while I try to think of maybe some not so risque endeavors I have done. Okay, not something. Well, okay. You say FBI, and I'm honestly thinking like I did not mess with little girls. It does more than just that.
No, you're thinking of an internet joke.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, no, Camper. The reality is that the NSA is listening right now. Hi, NSA. And they'll remember it later.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could talk a little bit about. Actually, I could talk a little bit about my Navy days. So, as everyone knows, I've told many times, I was in the United States Navy. I was only there for a couple years. I didn't adjust well, is how I'm going to explain that. I don't know if I've actually given the full details of my discharge, but it's thrilling. It's racy. But I did do a deployment, and I hated being in the Navy. I really do. Like, as I said, like, Lucky is not a person who is meant to be a cog in the machine. I'm just not. And unfortunately, that's what the military is all about. It's all about breaking you down and reforming you into part of a unit. Unfortunately, that kind of breaks down, you know, individuality and unique circumstance. And as I said, I'm not going to say that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just, you know, another one of those things of certain people do not fit into certain molds, and Lucky does not fit into the mold of a cog. I like being able to express myself, and I like being able to give critiques to higher-ups, even if they don't fucking like it. Because, Jesus fucking Christ, I have good ideas, and the fact that you're just not listening because this is the way we always fucking do it, is just gonna drive me into a fucking corner. As I am doing shitty rote stuff that we do because it's in a manual that's literally 30 fucking years old. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm spicy about this. But, as much as I hate the Navy, I do not regret joining. I don't. Because the Navy is one of those things that basically got me to experience a lot more than I ever would, you know, just sitting at home. Like, while I was in the Navy, like, I traveled over the U.S., like, I was in Illinois for training, I was stationed in Virginia, I did a deployment, so I spent 6 months at seas and visited several ports, and got to see many things, and Vernon Crow says his dad seemed to enjoy the 18.5 years before they missed him. It's like, no, like, if you can do it, like, fucking go for it. Like, if you can, like, handle that. It's like, as I said, like, go for it. I said the military is a fucking it is something that is needed and required in our day and age. It's like, I fully understand that, but it's not for me. I can't handle that. Some people are okay with just being told what to do and how to do it, and make their way up the ladder bit by bit. I can't. If there is a better solution, immediately. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So like I visited like many overseas points. Like I went to Dubai. Dubai is amazing. Like you see all those like videos of like third world countries in the Middle East, all ravaged by war and shit. Yeah, that's literally AKA the bad side of town. Go to fucking Dubai where they have like skyscrapers of the fucking future, like all curves and glass and shit. Where they have a mall that has an indoor ski mountain. They have fucking water parks and shit. It's like as I said, those oil barons, they spend their money. Like I think in Dubai is like one of the world's only 6-star restaurants, and it's like underground. Well, I don't know if it was a 6-star restaurant, but it was like a ridiculous fucking restaurant and like hotel that's like on its artificial lake and shit. Seeing stuff like that, and then going back to like seeing ruins and stuff and like giant desert cats and stuff. It's just like it puts stuff in perspective. Like going to places like Cyprus and Civitavecchia. It's like going like to Rome and Marseille. Seeing like all these different cultures, all these different penalties. It puts a lot of things in perspective. It also lets you know that sometimes people don't like you as much as you think. Like, I don't know if I told the story, but I'm gonna tell it here anyway. So, be me. I'm like 19, 20 years old. I'm on my deployment. We're in Marseille, France. How it works out is that we have a bus that takes us from the ship into town, into Marseille, the tourist trapped area, which is fine. I don't care. Like, I've literally been sitting out a bunch for months, getting paid. I have nothing to spend it on. Let's do this. But I've gone out. I've bought in some weird ass shit because I can. Apparently, France really likes their anime and manga too. I had literally bought a like $80 Kasumi from Dead or Alive figurine. I was like, yes! This is the first figurine I ever bought. I lost it in the fire though. I cry. But I'm waiting to get back on the bus, and I'm like standing around with some Marines because my ship, it was a USS Iwo Jima LHD-7, which is an amphibious assault carrier. It's not a full aircraft carrier. It's amphibious assault. I said we had a Marine detachment that we were taking over to the to the Middle East and doing like exercises and stuff with them. But we're standing in line waiting for to get in line, and we hear someone screaming in French. I don't know French. I don't know what the fuck they said. But then you see a bottle lying across the air. That bottle hit a Marine in the head, bounced off the Marine's head, and shattered the bus window. The Marine was fine. The Marine was okay. We had to wait for another bus. But just experiencing things like that. Like, thank God I wasn't hit with that bottle. I'd probably be bleeding on the ground. But we build our Marines a different breed. Like literally, one of the training things you through is hardening, where you basically just get hit over and over and over and over and over until you just get fucking used to the pain. It's kind of crazy. Let's see, we got a post here. Rock, Paper, Shotgun, 6 Ways Dangerous Driving is the Burnout sequel we've always wanted. You see, to tangent over to Burnout, I fucking love Burnout. Burnout is my racing game of choice because I never feel bad about slamming someone into the fucking side rail because I guarantee they're trying to do it to me. It's great. So I'm gonna have to watch this video later, but I can't right now. Because after I get done with this, I gotta go download Conan Exiles and apparently punch Turtleman. But yeah, I guess that's technically a Navy story. I really do like I said, if there's one thing I really did like about the Navy, it's doing watches at night. Not for like the fact that I wouldn't be able to go to sleep afterwards and I had to work all day again anyway. Because heaven forbid you actually just make a night watch rotation. No, that's not how you do things. But like getting to sit on top of the carrier superstructure and literally be the highest person on the ship while you look over like 15 miles of nothing but ocean, the night is clear, the moon is bright. There's something super fucking tranquil, and you get to do a lot of thinking about who you are in life. And I did a lot of that when I was in the Navy. Because before I went into the Navy, I was really, really immature. Like honestly, I think about it. I actually think I had some I was socially oh my god, no, I couldn't do that. Actually, let me see here. Can I find a picture of the Iwo Jima? USS Iwo Jima LH7. That's LD7. Hang on here. I can't really edit that, but let me copy this image. Just upload the damn picture, damn it. All right. Yeah, basically that point uh in front of the flag, like a little bit left to the flag, like not the mast, but the like where you see that little like disc looking thing. That's where I would be at the forward watch station. So this is the middle of the night, so no one's up on the mast or the riggings, and like I'm messing with the antenna or anything. So it's just me up there by myself, like there's people on the bridge, but like I said, like I only need to fucking call down to them when I see something, and it's the middle of the fucking night. I'm not gonna see shit, and it's just me by myself, like contemplating life in the universe, and like how I'm in the middle of this fucking ocean. Because when, like, before I joined the military, I was a fucking brat. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was super immature. Like, I wasn't like, I honestly, like, looking back at it, I was really socially maladjusted. Like, I didn't get a lot of cues. I was kind of creepy. I mean, I'm still kind of creepy, but this is the like the creepiness. This is creepiness. Like now is something that I embrace and revel in. The kind of creepiness I was before was kind of one that, that made people look like kind of want to bully me and like off-putting, So I didn't have a lot of friends and stuff. The only friends I had were other creepy people. Camper is 10 out of 10 would punch 20-year-old camper. I'm kind of the same way. I've definitely matured, but I only matured enough to the point of the standard young adult man, which honestly ain't that great. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I did some stupid stuff. I did a lot of soul searching, and I still ended up doing stupid stuff. My 20s are a fucking ride. Oh man, but the thing is if you don't do anything, you don't experience anything. And that's how I've learned. That's how I have forged the person I am today. I'm a bit crazy. I'm a bit creepy, but I'm still adorkable, and people like to be around me. People come to me for advice, and at the end of the day, I can't really ask for more than that. It might not be perfect, but I'm gonna own it. And with that, I think we're gonna call it closed here. It is 9 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest. Everyone, I am super grateful that you joined me for this today, especially everyone here in the Discord. Some of you have been here like this entire time chatting with me. I super fucking appreciate you. For you those who joined in midway, I'm glad you can make it. For those of you who left, shame. Shame. I trusted you. I wanted you here. Abandonment. Betrayal. Oppression. But, again, so, yeah, I want to... Camper, they can't hear me, right? Okay. Fuck you guys. Thank you, Camper. You put it quite succinctly. But we're going to have to do that usual YouTube outro. So... I'm pretty, Omega says this is recorded, though. So, I don't care. I honestly don't think this is going to do that great on the YouTube views, personally. I might get, like, maybe, I'm predicting 50 to 75 views.
All right, we'll see. Everybody in chat, take your bets now.
But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do that, we have to do the YouTube outro. So... Everyone who is listening now on YouTube, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want, you can give it a dislike too. Just do me a favor and tell me why you dislike this video. Empty dislikes just make me laugh. If you actually want to hurt me inside, tell me why you dislike it. If you have anything to say, anything at all, whether it be good, bad, or something in between, or completely out of left field, I'm curious, wow me, please put it in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications. While we are trying to post things every day, you never know quite when that might happen. And that bell is the easiest way to find out. With all our oodles of content. Oodles. Noodles. And like we was said at the beginning of the show, if you'd like to support us, please check out our Patreon, where we have several tiers of awards and several benefits to go along with them, including an on-air thank you and your name in the credits of every episode. And with that, I think that is all. So everyone, once again, thank you for staying for this first really awesome Live with Lucky, and I hope to see y'all next time. Cut that recording.